Have you ever had a friend you trusted with your entire life? A friend who is more like a sister? I did. Her name is Lily. We met in high school, and from that moment on, we were inseparable. We navigated everything together. Bad haircuts, first heartbreaks, college applications. She was my rock, the one person I knew I could count on for anything. When I met Mark, the man who would become my husband, Lily was my biggest cheerleader. She helped me pick out my wedding dress, stood by my side as my maid of honor, held my bouquet, and I swear she cried harder than I did during the vows. She was family. That's what made what happened next so unbelievably painful. It started subtly. Mark, my usually attentive and loving husband, began to grow distant. The little things disappeared first. The morning kisses, the "how was your day" texts, the way he'd pull me close on the couch. He became a ghost in our own home, always on his phone. Always too tired or too stressed from work for a real conversation. My gut was screaming that something was wrong. So, naturally, I turned to the one person I trusted most in the world. Lily. I poured my heart out to her over coffee, my voice cracking as I told her about the growing chasm between Mark and me. I asked her, "Am I going crazy? Is he seeing someone else?" Lily just squeezed my hand, her expression the perfect mask of sympathy. "Oh, honey, don't overthink it," she said, her voice dripping with fake concern. "You know how men get with work stress? They just shut down. Give him some space. Honestly, you're so lucky to have a guy like Mark. He adores you." She made me feel like I was the one being unreasonable, that my anxiety was the problem. I left our coffee date feeling a little better, convinced I was just being a paranoid wife. I mean, this was Lily. She would never lie to me. She was my best friend. Looking back, her words were a masterclass in manipulation, each one a carefully placed stone to build a wall around her lies. The illusion of my perfect life shattered on an ordinary Tuesday night. Mark had fallen asleep on the sofa, leaving his phone on the coffee table. It was a rare oversight for him. Lately, he'd been guarding it like it held state secrets. As I went to dim the lights, the screen lit up with a notification. It was from a group chat. The name of the group chat made my blood run cold. Babe. My heart hammered against my ribs. This was it. The confirmation of my deepest fears. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely unlock the phone, but I had to know. I braced myself to see messages from a stranger, some woman I'd never met. But what I saw was 1,000 times worse. Every single message in that chat was from Lily, my best friend, my sister. The messages were a dagger to the heart. "Missed last night already." One read, "Can't wait to see you again." Another, more chilling message said, "Remember to delete our chat. She's too stupid to ever notice." Stupid. That's what she thought of me. The friend she held as I cried, the friend she comforted, was just a stupid obstacle in her way. The air left my lungs. The room started to spin. My best friend and my husband. Together, the two most important people in my life had been systematically betraying me, laughing at me behind my back. The sheer scale of the deceit was breathtaking. It wasn't just a physical affair. It was an emotional assassination. In that moment, a strange calm washed over me. I expected to scream, to shatter something, to collapse in a heap of tears. But I didn't. The shock was so profound, it burned away the sorrow, leaving behind a cold, hard clarity. Crying wouldn't fix this. Screaming wouldn't erase the betrayal. They thought I was stupid. Fine. I would show them just how wrong they were. I took screenshots of everything. Every sickening message, every "I love you" meant for my husband, every cruel comment about me. My fingers moved with a chilling precision. I didn't feel anger or sadness anymore, just a quiet, determined resolve. With the evidence saved, I did something they never would have expected. I opened up the chat app, created a brand new group, and added both of them to it, Mark, my husband, and Lily, my former best friend. My fingers flew across the keyboard as I typed the 2 sentences that would end 2 of the most significant relationships in my life. I wrote, "Just wanted to save you to some time. You don't have to sneak around anymore. You're both single now." I hit send, and the silence in the room felt deafening. I imagined their phones buzzing, the confusion turning to panic as they saw the 3 of us in a chat together. My message sitting there like a verdict. But I wasn't finished. They had operated in the shadows, counting on my ignorance. It was time to bring their actions into the light. I took the collection of screenshots I had gathered, and one by one, I sent them to their families. I sent them to Mark's mother, who had always called me the daughter she never had. I sent them to Lily's parents, who had watched us grow up together. I sent them to our mutual friends, the ones who had celebrated our wedding and believed in our love. I didn't add any commentary. The screenshots spoke for themselves. The truth was out, and there was nowhere for them to hide. The aftermath was swift and explosive, but it happened at a distance. My phone blew up with calls and texts, but I ignored them. I blocked Mark's number, locked Lily's number. I removed them from every corner of my digital life, erasing them as completely as they had tried to erase my dignity. I didn't engage in the drama. I didn't need to. I had delivered the truth, and that was enough. My marriage was over. My longest friendship was dead. But in the quiet that followed the storm, I found something I hadn't realized I'd lost: peace. Today, my life is quiet, but it's a good quiet. It's the sound of a life free from snakes, free from whispers and lies. I'm rebuilding, rediscovering who I am without them. It's a painful process, but it's also incredibly liberating. The experience taught me a brutal but valuable lesson. Sometimes the deepest betrayal doesn't come from the person you promised to love forever, but from the person you trusted to stand beside you while you made that promise. You can heal from a broken heart, but healing from a shattered trust is a much longer road. But I'm walking it, one step at a time, and for the first time in a long time, I know I'm walking in the right direction. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever been through something similar, know that you are not alone, and you are so much stronger than you think. Do you forget to like and subscribe for more stories about navigating life's challenges and finding your strength.